What's up, guys? This is Webby back again for a podcast for you in which we are going to go over and discuss WWE 2K19. On this edition, we're going to go over the pros and cons of WWE's latest video game that they came out with. Some of it really good, have some really good qualities, and some of it is some cringe-worthy qualities that we're going to be going over as well. But before we do any of that, you all know what to do, and it would benefit you all so very much if you go down and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for all notifications. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter at 2007Webby as well. I put out my thoughts of Raw and SmackDown during the shows, plus the pay-per-views, put polls out from time to time, things of that nature. So it'd be much appreciated if you go and do that and interact with me that way. Plus leave a comment and a thumbs up down below right here on this video. Much appreciated. Now, WWE 2K19, pros and cons of it. Let's start with the pros. Let's start with the positives of this video game. Then we'll get to the cons. First off, the pros. Now, they've added some things to it that I really enjoy. And I think that they actually cared about what the fans like these days, honestly. Because you look at my career, okay? My career starts off in the indies. It starts off in the indies. And no, I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about starting off in wrestling in front of like 300 people in gymnasiums and outside with nobody. Starting off that way, throwing yourself on cars. Very good, interesting concept for my career. And from there, you get to work yourself up to either NXT or straight to the main roster, depending on how you want to push your storyline. Okay? Like how they did that concept for my career. Last time they did this, it was just straight, bam, NXT, bam, main roster, bam. You are set. So glad that they listened to the audience for these days, because a lot of the wrestling fans of the WWE also like New Japan, Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling, you name it. They like these other promotions as well. So it's kind of like WWE and 2K, they kind of threw that in their own little way for the video game. And that was my perspective of it. Now, you look at the gauntlets or the 2K towers, WWE towers that they have. Their major one, AJ Styles, where you're at WrestleMania and you have to go through Bobby Roode, Brock Lesnar, among other superstars. Each one of the towers has a different level as far as how hard the level is. Some is legend mode, some is normal mode, some's hard mode, some's easy mode. It depends on which superstar it is. You have Fandango, you have Jinder Mahal, you have some of the girls, you have some legends, The Undertaker. Each one you get coins and things of that nature for defeating each one of these towers. So, interesting thing that they added to the game. Kind of like that they did that. I really enjoy it so far. I haven't unlocked them all, but I locked a few of them. And each match that you have in the gauntlet matches are different. It's not the same one each time. So that's pretty cool as well. Now, in the video game, one thing that kind of sparked my interest as well, which they advertised this a lot on TV, was the Daniel Bryan part of it. I haven't gotten real far into that aspect of the video game, but one thing I noticed is he talks you through it, and you start off with Daniel Bryan at velocity. At velocity. He talks you through the OVW part and how he made himself way up. And then he talks you through velocity, and you face John Cena. That was cool. You know, that's about as far as I've gotten so far. So I think it's going to be a very interesting concept of the game. And I can't wait to get even further into it. But can't wait to see more of that. But that's interesting. The last time we saw something like that really was when WWE put all that stuff into every single one of the WrestleManias when they were leading into WrestleMania 30. They went all the way up to WrestleMania 29. And that was a hard one to beat when The Rock and John Cena was the last match of the mode there. So, yeah, I remember that. But that was the last time they really had something like that. So I'm glad that they brought something of that nature back. And I hope they continue putting things like that back into the video game. Now, on to the negatives about this game. On to the things that are just kind of cringeworthy. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I like the fact, to a point, that they put that the fans are speaking their mind in the video game. But it's a complete misconception of the fans, number one, what I'm about to tell you. And number two, it is way overdone. Way overdone. Okay, I don't know how many of y'all have ever been to a Monday Night Raw right after WrestleMania or right after SummerSlam, but I've been to one right after WrestleMania. And as you know, if you've seen it on TV, the fans right after speak their mind. They are the most passionate fans as far as in the arena that you could ever see. I mean, you'll see Beach Ball Mania, you'll see Beach Ball Slam, you'll see everything, as we all know, right? WWE, just for an example, I don't know who approved this or what, but when Brock Lesnar came out for the video game, it was boos galore. Now, I understand WWE painting Brock Lesnar as a heel right now, but do we really boo galore Brock Lesnar? Not really. Not really. There was not one cheer, no, not one mixed reaction in that time that he's out there. Outside outside of when they were chanting Suplex City, Suplex City, Suplex City, Suplex City. That's the only time Brock Lesnar's being cheered. You look at Roman Reigns. WWE and 2K actually made that sound genuine and real. He's booed when he comes out. Good. You didn't put something on there where it's fake. Okay? You showed us on the video game what you show us, what happens on Monday nights. Whether he's a babyface or a heel, he gets booed when he's by himself. So I appreciate that. Okay? When Nakamura is out there, for example, or any heel is out there, the fans, they never shut up. I have never seen an audience like that. Never. And I am all for an audience to speak their mind. But it's either cheering throughout the entire match or it's booing throughout the entire match, depending on who has the upper hand. I've never seen that. There has not been one video game that I have seen that in. And the arena. Let's be honest here. Nothing has changed. There's not one thing that has changed about the arena. I mean, at least they got the superstars and that stuff right. You know, when they come out, nobody comes out to pyro anymore. Up until last year, didn't matter what show they were on, they were coming out to pyro. Unless you're on My Universe mode, then the show still starts off with pyro, even though I don't understand that because there's not one show that starts off with pyro throughout the entire year except WrestleMania. So WWE still has some problems with that. That's a negative aspect on it. That 2K and WWE is just too lazy to fix, in my estimation. Overall, you know, this game, it's good. The arena hasn't really changed. You can still go out, beat each other up in the arena, but it's still the same set where you have that little spot where a table and that's at, and then, you know, the one aisleway right within the crowd. But other than that, nothing's really changed. Nothing really has, except how I said about the crowd and then that kind of stuff. And, of course, they added those type of things, those type of modes to the game, which I thought was kind of cool that I told you about, that you should go and check out if you get WWE 2K19. But that's all I have for you today right here on the channel. And, of course, don't forget to do everything that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And, of course, until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.